Okay, let me see. Hey, Cory Mano, TJ. Just, just getting everything finally set up here. Think I got it. Hang tight a second. Think I got it. Okay. Everything squared away on my end. How's everybody doing? TJ, good morning. Cory. TJ, good morning. Cory. Okay, I think I got it all straightened around now. I had an echo and I'd had it open in two places. So anyway, how's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. Yeah, stop. As you can see, it's just kind of a blasé day here again today. Uh, it's only 30 degrees and we're supposed to get a ton of snow. Not a ton, 2 or 3 inches of snow within a couple of hours. But I'm not sure that that's going to happen as predicted, but we'll see. Let me see if I can't pull up a weather map. There's what it looks like right here, right now. We're not getting a lot of. We're getting a little bit of snow, but not a lot yet. Here's the bulk of the storm is headed our way. So as I move it forward, you can see that blue dot is where I am. Supposed to be out of here by about 2 o'clock.
No, go. Go, Paul.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, long night.
I'm gonna pitch some peanuts real quick.
Okay. I get a chat up so I can find out who's here so I can say hello to some people. All you lurkers. Okay, Frank Rizzo, Jody, TJ, Mark, Corey, how y'all doing? I'm gonna slap that dog in a minute. You don't stop walking. Not getting anything. Go lay down, please. $107. I knew that lurker was out there. Hey, Barkley. Lurkers rule. He got a point. I lurk a few times. Yeah, when you got nothing to do but sit here and talk to people you know, that's pretty good. Go away. Go. Go. You got a treat already. Go eat your dick. Oh, he thinks he owns me. Thinks he owns me. Yeah, TJ, come on the panel. You're not working.
I gotta watch the back door. Mia just went out and it's colder than hell out there. It's 30 degrees, but it feels like about 20.
I said we had a bunch of lurkers out there. As soon as I said lurkers, Barkley came in. He said lurkers rule.
Well, that's a good thing, huh?
Yeah. Now, last night was a long night. I went to bed early. I was just tired. And it seemed like every hour I woke up.
Really?
Every hour on the hour, seemed like.
Yeah, I was
And it
up and
was,
down all night long too, you know.
I usually sleep, but that was like, I don't know. Don't know what did it last night. Tonight we got the rehearsal dinner and the rehearsal for the wedding. I don't even know what time. I think I got to be there at 6 o'clock at latest, and it's about 44 miles from here.
Really?
Yeah, right in the middle of freaking traffic. So it's like, so I'm gonna have to get out there. The wedding's not till Sunday, and they lucked out. They look like they're gonna luck out here because we got weather coming through Friday and Saturday. It's gonna be real bad, and it's an outdoor venue. Now, this is gonna depend on how bad it is, how bad it's gonna be Sunday when they go. That's it. Go, 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 go away. You wanna go to the cage? Me. Say to me this morning. God darn it.
There's me out in the backyard. I don't
Now,
know
on the
how
other side of your fence, what's that? Just open land?
that's the schoolyard.
Oh, okay.
When it used to be a junior high, and right here where I'm pointing at from here going that way used to be a football field.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got rid of the football field and put in the kids' stuff.
That's nice not to have anybody behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that great big field to play in as when we were kids, you know.
Like Johnny right now, where they built the new house, all back of him is all open area.
Oh,
Is all commercial, so nobody's putting anything in there. Eventually, they're going to put businesses in behind him, but that'll be good too because it'll be fenced and it won't affect him as much. But right now, that gives him an open field to fly to Avada every day. So he flies all around that loop all the time.
well, that kind of makes it nice, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Laura's in. Dustin, One Vision.
Hey, Laura, Dustin. Corey, of course, Mano was first. I think Corey was first today. Frank Rizzo is here. Yep. So it says mix rain and snow, sleet. Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting that here pretty soon too.
Would you be?
I'm gonna go try and hustle her in.
That'd be fun. Hey, TJ, where you at? Come on in. Just make sure you got clothes on.
Puppy. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, we do not own the pups. They own us. You know, Leo, you want to do one? If you're not, you're gonna steal from Frank Rizzo, Jody getting time on all them channels. I wish Paul would have kept his camera on. We could have seen him chasing the dog around trying to get him in.
Oh man.
I
Well, you know, the
said, well,
thing
we
of it
should.
is I don't know whether it's old age or what it is, but she gets like 20 or 30 feet away from me, just stands there and looks at me. Like, come on. You know,
I was saying, I wish you would have kept the camera on. We're gonna watch you running around, running you chasing a dog, and we're gonna put some dun do 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 music on it. You know, chasing.
it had to have been a dude.
I'm gonna knock you out. Go, 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 go. It's all gone. I'm over here eating cereal and he's begging for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I give him the little shredded wheats, and he knows what
Okay,
I have, so he wants it,
he likes
And I
those.
gave him his food. Yeah, I gave him the food this morning and their treats, so he needs to go away.
Does that work?
Hmm. Yeah, he's still here trying to beg.
How's he doing on his little chewies?
Oh, last night, like I said, he had that seizure yesterday when at the end of your show. I gave him a, I gave him one last night before he went to bed, and I said, let's see what happens. And I woke up, I think it was about 2 this morning, and I heard him stumble, and he came out from under the bed, stumble, and I looked up and he was having a little seizure. So I got out the bed and grabbed him, and because he'll stumble around and fall into things and everything else. So I grabbed him, and it was fast. It didn't take a long. It wasn't like some of them. It was only about 2 or 3 minutes, and then he was fine, and he's been fine since. And the first thing this morning when I got up, I gave him one. So I'm trying to do it on an 8 hour basis instead of a 12 hour basis to see if that helps because it'll give him a little bit more because I think when he first gets it, you can see the difference in the way he calms down. So it looks like it could work, but it might be a dose that I got to figure out. Might be 3 a day, might be 4 a day.
Yeah.
But I'd rather give him 4 of those a day, keep him a little lethargic, than to do whatever he's. And he was sleeping last night when he had it, so I don't think it's even excitement. So I don't know. Maybe he had a dream he was chasing a cat. I don't know.
Yeah, anything can trigger it, could be a dream, could be, one of the other dogs might have kicked him or something in their sleep. And
Or it could just be an electrical deal in his brain that's happening
yep.
every once in a while. So it's the he doesn't, like I said, when he has it, he doesn't look like he's in any kind of pain. He's just lethargic and out of it, and he's trying to either get to me or get somewhere where he feels safe.
Yeah, because
I
you're his
think he's
papa.
scared. Yeah,
He wants to
yeah, I
get
think
the
he's
papa.
scared. That's the only thing, you know. So if it looked like he was hurting, that would be it. I'd go
Now,
to the vet with him.
does he sleep in bed with you?
Oh, none of them do. None of
Okay.
them do. My bed's too high for them to get up on, and I made sure of that because when it was lower, that little joker, Loki, Loki was because the bed used to be lower, and every time he came over, he wound up in the middle of my bed, and it's just because that one right there probably could jump 3 feet.
Wow.
He could probably jump up 2.5, 3 feet and get on the bed. My bed, my bed, when I stand up, comes up to about right here on me.
Okay.
I can't get in my bed. What you talking about? I got to step on a stool. I got a stool next to it to get up into my bed. And I like it like that because it's so high, it's so comfortable. So just where it's at, because it's like right at the middle level, so you get the airflow right. But the only bad part is about what was it about a year and a half ago, I rolled out of that joker, and that one wasn't fun.
Ah,
Yeah, I came out of it and landed on top of Tina, brown dog. He was laying down there, landed on top of him, and hit the nightstand on the way down. And the nightstand caught me in the side. And the next morning, half of my stomach was bruised. I said, God darn, it looked like somebody had kicked me with a horse kicked me or something. But I wound up going to the hospital to get checked out. They wanted to do an ultrasound to make sure I didn't have an internal bleed or anything. But it was terrible. They said the blood loss, because blood loss works. I don't know if you remember EMS days, but blood loss is that the size of a fist is 10%. So
right.
if you go on a bruise like that, it's 10% blood. They said I had about a 35, 40% blood loss when it hit. And I looked at it and knew I had a problem. So I said, yeah, let me go find out the ultrasound and make sure I didn't tear something on the inside that's bleeding. Hey, Max, what's up? Max is in.
Max, how's it going?
Now, Max, I want to see you in that pink hat you won last night. It was rigged.
What,
He
what did
won
he
a
win? What did he win last night?
he won a Johnny Drone Flyer pink hat last night.
Oh,
Yeah, we were in the Valentine's Day drawing. Johnny was giving away, and Johnny gave away the candy first, not the candy, the stickers first. I won the stickers, and then he won the hat. I think that was rigged. I think they should have gave the hat away first. I said no, go. Well, the good news with Johnny, if I told him I wanted a pink hat, he'd give me one. I have one pink hat back here. Yeah, I got the Johnny one. Got Adventures with Captain Ray. Tesla drones, that's the pink one I've got. Then I got another yellow Johnny.
ah, you got quite a hat collection there. And here comes Justin, the man.
And I got a USA drone. Oh, shoot, Justin's here. You can't see this, Justin, because you ain't getting one. It's a USA drone flyer hat.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
How you doing, Justin?
Oh, good. Just got back from physical therapy.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, pretty good.
Physical therapy. It's a physical terrorist. That's what they are.
Well, you don't like them?
I don't like them when you got something that hurts and they're working on it.
Oh yeah, she was having me do these one stretches. Oh my God, it was killing my back. But then they did this like big heat pad and massage afterwards and all that. It was really nice.
That's it. You get it now. Go. You won't listen to me and won't quit barking at me. I hit that taser just now. He blinked his eyes and took off. Man, maybe he'll
Like
stop
that.
barking. And they don't like the taser.
Oh yeah, my dog used to flip them out here. Those things are loud as hell.
This thing, I think this thing needs to be charged up because it didn't sound right. See? That's good. And one thing you don't do with a taser is after you press it, is touch the top for about 10 seconds. I did that one time. I touched the top. My arm went. Yeah. Oh,
What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up,
there's a
Jody,
bunch of people
Mark,
in the chat today.
Dustin?
Even Barkley's here, 107 drone.
Morning, gents. You too, Justin.
Hey, Lance.
What's up, Lance?
What's up?
Hey, did anyone watch the parade yesterday? Not the shooting stuff, but I didn't watch any of it, and it sounds like the players were just drunk.
Well, they
Falling
were.
Oh yeah, they said Taylor's boyfriend was wasted.
That's because Tay wasn't there.
She wasn't there for the parade?
No, she was in Melbourne.
I guess.
Melbourne.
Yeah, I
over
guess
by
she had to
Dominic.
get back to her.
Get back to her
Yeah,
tour.
she had to get back. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Dominic to get an air tag and go try to pat her on the back and stick it to her. So we know where she's
Oh yeah,
at.
they said Kelsey was wasted on the float. Apparently they had to like pick him up and take him off of it.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think I
heard.
ever drank that much.
He was so drunk that they had to hold him up. Is what I was just listening to Sports
Yeah.
Radio on the way in this morning, and that's what they were saying. He said
That's what I
the
heard too.
NFL should be
Or that's what,
embarrassed.
I'll tell you what happened with the guy in Mardi Gras, right? In Metairie, you know, on the top of one of the double-decker floats. And they said that he walked from one side to the other to throw something to somebody. And as he threw it, he flipped off the float, off the top double-decker of the float. They said he made a double flip, landed on his side and his head, got up, shook it off, walked back and got on the float. You know, I'd love to see somebody having video of that. Because I've seen people come off those floats and usually don't get up. And it's all, and
double
they
decker,
got,
that's pretty hard, pretty long pole.
yeah, they get classes before they get put on there. Each float, they'll go up there. There's a captain that goes in there and says, when you're on this float, you have to have this tied to you. And he didn't have it.
Good morning, Mark. No, I'm gonna
That's
fly
that's
my
the Air 2S.
I'm gonna fly my
Air-
Avata in the
Oh, that's
gym.
Nevada.
In the gym in about 5 minutes. I'm not gonna stay too long, guys. I'm gonna go capture my ROTC guys marching in the gym. So
Well,
a
that's
little
cool.
bit of B-roll.
That'll be cool. I'm gonna check out the venue today at the wedding rehearsal because it's an outdoor event. And and I haven't said anything to anybody yet, but if it is as open as I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna see about bringing the Mini 3 Pro and putting it up for the ceremony and getting pictures of the ceremony, so I could do it while I'm sitting there. And it shouldn't bother anybody because it's just such a quiet drone. And if I keep it about 40 feet out the way of people, I could still get all the footage, and then I could land it on the side afterwards. But he don't know that yet. I've got a drop system that I've never used on it. I wanted to come in, fly in, and drop the ring to him like that. I thought that would be pretty cool to come in and just lower the ring to him, and he could take the ring off of it and then fly away.
I know so many people that bought those drop systems and ended up using them.
I didn't buy it. It was given to me for a review. Stored RC sent it to me for a review. And then she texted me and she said, and it was one of those fixed review things. Because she texted me and she says, don't review it yet. I'll let you know when to review it. Then she came back and she goes, yeah, don't review it yet. And I said, well, let me know when you want me to review this because I've had it for about a week. And I said, and I hadn't opened it yet. And she came back and she goes, no, I don't need a review. Just go on Amazon and give a good comment, you know, like that. So I didn't do it. I said, no, I'm not going to just do that. I'm going to check it out first.
Yep, that's exactly what that one girl wanted me to do. She was gonna send me a bunch of free gaming shit. But the stipulation was I had to keep giving 5-star reviews on everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Because
not
Johnny
fucking doing
gets
that.
a lot of Start RC and they send it, he reviews them though. I told Johnny I want him to get that new case they're putting out. I haven't seen it, but he's seen it. It's a new case that holds like I think it holds it probably won't work for mine. I think it's the Mavic 3 or the Air 3, the Mini 3, the Mini 4 Pro, and the Nevada. Holds all of them together.
Oh, really? That'd be a big case.
Yeah, I've got a case in the back that I used to carry 2 cameras, 3 lenses, all that other stuff. It's a rolling case, but it's the size that if I went on an aircraft, it would fit above me. And that's where it's compact, but it fits 3 of my cameras, and it fits batteries, fits everything. I'm thinking about, they got a company called Foam. It's a foam company that does custom foam. And if you lay everything out and take a picture and measure everything and send it to them, they'll cut the foam for you. And it's the hard foam, the good stuff. It's laser cut and real deep and real thick, and it doesn't just break up. And it's about $180 for the foam. It's expensive. But if it comes in and it doesn't fit, they'll redo it for you till they get it right. So I'm thinking about doing that for that case and putting the Mavic 3, the Air 2S, a Nevada, and seeing if I can get the Mini 3 Pro in there too. That way I've got one case that if I decide to go somewhere, I could take all, like, say I was going to South Florida, I could put everything in one case and take it in one case.
Well, the other thing you do, you can go to case manufacturer and go on their hotline, talk to customer service, tell them
Yeah.
what you want, and they will get back with you and tell you how much it's going to cost to get it.
Yeah, because
Well,
chances are they have the measurements anyway, and they know how to lay it
That's
out.
right.
You know.
Yeah, because
Well, that's what I'm saying.
they're cutting cases for it all the time.
I'm saying
Yeah.
if not, you need to go online and see if you can find the exact dimensions, because trying to measure a drone folded up,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass because the legs stick out a little farther. I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
don't
why
think
they
it-
want. That's why they want a overhead picture of the way you want it laid out in the case. You measure out they say measure out the distance you're gonna have, the size of the case you have, lay everything out and make sure that you measured it, that you've got like a half inch on each side. That's what they want. And they said, make sure your measurement of the diameter is right and put your stuff in the middle. They said a lot of times it's better just to cut a piece of paper out that size and then just lay it on a piece of paper for them so they know you got it right. And then what they do is, or they said, if you or you give it a lot of space and tell them the dimension of the case, and they'll center it, cut the case out first, you know, the size what the case would be, and then they use it's like 3D scan, and they just look at it that way. They put your picture, and they said they could take it off your picture and get the measurements right, as long as the picture looks right. You know?
Right, because if you were measuring like a perfect square, that'd be one thing, it'd be easy, but with a drone, there's a lot of little curves and everything that the
Yeah.
phone needs to go around, and I could see that being a pain in the
And
ass
that's
to
how they
measure
make
all
them
that.
too, because they look at that curve, and then they go out about a quarter of an inch of that curve, so the drone will be in and out easier. You know.
Well, if they already have the dimensions, then you just need to send them a picture of your layout, what you like.
Yeah. I keep saying I'm going to do it because I could actually put it. I don't have foam in the case right now. The foam I have in the case, I could take out and lay it in the case the way I want it. I just haven't done it because I keep saying I'm going to do it and I don't. You know, one day I might, because like I said, if I was going with Johnny or anything down to South Florida, I just grab one case, have all my batteries, my chargers, and I'll have 3 drones in there. You know, 3 to 4 drones built in it, and that way you put you can put the drones in the middle and all the batteries to the outside, you know, all the
Right.
chargers and batteries to the outside.
Yeah, I can see
That'd be
that
pretty cool.
Well, that's the thing too, is I've seen people bring 3 or 4 drones with them to a meetup.
Yeah.
And then they're like having to try to haul 4 cases and carry them at the same time, and that's a pain in the ass. I mean, even
I
if
think
even if it's pretty big, if it's like a wheeling suitcase, that makes it even easier. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's what it is. It's got a wheel. It's got wheels on it. It's got a handle because
Right,
that's
but
what I
when you're
used to
getting
do.
out of your car to go up to the meetup, that makes it so much easier having one
Oh, boy,
large
I'm
case
telling
and
you.
5 little ones, you know, that you're trying to
Yeah.
manhandle over.
Yeah, because my son used to carry the case for me because it weighs, when I put all my cameras in there, it weighs about 28 pounds. And he used to carry it to the games for me when he was helping me. And everybody, and one person said, "What you got in the case?" He said, "That's my automobile." He said, "That was the car my dad bought me because all
You
the money
should
involved in it. I didn't buy him a car."
you should have saw when Adrian showed up with all his cases. Ask Ron about that sometimes. Jesus, I swear
Yeah,
Adrian could have built a damn a stairwell with the amount of cases he brought with him.
wow. Well, I got
But
5 drones and 4 cases, so
but I always tell people, dude, to be honest with you, when you go to a meetup, just take 1, maybe 2 drones tops, because you won't end up flying half of them.
No,
You won't.
yeah.
I don't care how much people say they will, they won't. I mean, when you go to one of these big drone meetups, like 90% of the guys don't end up even flying, and if they do, it's for
They're sitting
really
around
short.
talking.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
if they do fly, it's for 10, 15 minutes, and then they put their drone away, and you know, and then they end up only flying 1 out of the 5 drones that they brought with them. It's really not worth it dragging that many stuff with you. Honestly, I would take 1 with me, whatever your favorite one is.
See, Johnny's going up there early. He's getting up there Thursday. And if I was going, I'd be going with him. And we would have been hitting all the different lighthouses in the area the day before. And the morning of, before people started getting there, we'd probably be hitting other lighthouses. So we'd
Well, see,
probably be flying pretty good, you know?
See, like if I was you, I'd probably take the Avata and one camera drone and that'd be it. I honestly
Yeah, I
wouldn't
was
take more than
thinking,
that.
yeah, I was thinking about just getting bringing the Mavic 3 because of the wind, the Air 2S because of the wind, and an Avata. You know, that's what I would have brought.
Cause like I said, you'll appreciate not bringing so much shit when you actually, cause you're
Oh
gonna,
yeah,
when you drag that much shit with you, then it gets really annoying. Like I'm telling you, I've seen
yeah,
so
and then
many
it's
people
work.
do it. Right, I've
I
seen
know that,
so many people do it at the drone meetups.
and that's the same thing with when I'm doing pictures. If I've got to go shoot Mardi Gras, I've got it to where I got a science to it now. It's like I have my double camera strap. One strap has my smaller camera for close-up shot if I got to take something fast. On the other strap, I've got a quart water container that levels it out, just gets the balance right. Because if you don't, you feel funny if you have the balance off. So you got the balance right with the water on this side. It gives me insulated quart of water in case I need some water for something to drink, you know. And then I have a camera bag I carry. It's like a fanny pack. It's a daddy diaper bag that I could put food in that's insulated. And then it's got a place where I can put a water bottle. So that's what I drink the water bottle there usually. And then my other camera, the main camera I shoot with, is on a monopod. So everything's compact. And I found out over the years that's the best way to go.
So what are you thinking about going now again?
Oh no, I can't.
Uh,
Like I said, I'm waiting on them to confirm this Ponchatoula shoot.
okay.
And
I thought you changed
I
your
think
mind again.
oh no, unless I probably still, I don't know. I can't say I'm not going. I'm not going as soon as she calls me, you know, but I don't think I'm going.
Yeah, because most of the guys that, to be honest with you, end up flying more when they go off those little break off meetups,
Yeah.
where like 5 or 6 guys will meet up at a park somewhere the next day or something. That's when they end up flying more. But the main meetup, a lot of the guys just sit around and bullshit the whole time. They don't really do anything. Like I said, you'll have probably 25% of the people actually flying anything. Most of the guys will just sit there and talk. There'll be a lot of people who won't even bring a drone with them.
And Welsh Drones Trucking, Welsh Rob, that Welsh Rob?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 2 channels, Welsh Rob
Yeah.
and Welsh Rob's Trucking.
What's up, Welsh Rob?
The trucking
Yeah,
one does a little better.
and then the fact that I've got a dog that's having seizures, that's a good thing that I don't go away for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's like
He had one last night, in the middle of the night.
it
Yeah.
was small though. It wasn't like the other ones. They actually, since I've been given the medication, they haven't lasted as long. So it might be doing something. And like I said, he's only had 2 now in 3 days, where he was having them about every 3 to 4 hours.
Well, yeah,
So
it's
I
gotta be
think
doing something.
and once I get the medication, like I said, it was every 12 hours. And I said, let me try every 8 hours. So now I gave him one. I gave him one when about 6 o'clock last night. I gave him one this morning. So I went a 12-hour with him. And it was about a 9-hour period before he had a seizure. So this morning I gave him one. I'm going to give him one about 2:30. And then I'll give him one tonight about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
You gonna up it to 3 a day?
Yeah, I'm going to do 3 a day to see if that works. Because I don't
I
think
think that might help though. Like, yeah, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening.
yeah, I think I'm going
On
to
a
try it that way.
bedtime, yeah. Morning, lunch, dinner time, and then
And
once
bedtime.
just bedtime, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna stretch it out because it'll be about 8 o'clock in the morning when he gets about. It was about 8 o'clock this morning. I'd make sure I try to keep it to about 8, and I try to actually I'm gonna probably try to do it earlier than that because I want to make sure he gets one. I don't want him to go more than about 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, I don't go to bed half the time before midnight anyway, so I just have to figure out a time to give it to him. I don't want to get up in the middle of the night to give it to him. But he's laying right here, and I looked over at him, said something. He looked up at me, and he looks like he's okay. You okay? You okay? You feeling okay? You drunk? Yeah, I still got to do that video. I was telling my daughter about it. I'm gonna get him laying down, and I'm gonna get the Action 2 to take a good video, and I'm gonna talk to him, and he kind of lifts his head and looks at me, puts his head back down, and I'm gonna put the hemp by him and do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get up, but then I got high. I'm gonna do that. My daughter was falling out when I was telling her. Yeah, I gotta go use the paper. But then I got high. Yeah. And I used the same clip, him going up and down with the head. Yeah. But then I don't know if it's upsetting his stomach or everything else is upsetting his stomach
What's up, bro?
because he's thrown up a couple of times, just a little bit.
Really?
But it's
How's his
way
stool?
afterwards.
How's his stool look?
Well, it still looks good. In fact, it looks too good. I cleaned the paper this morning, changed the paper, went, did everything, put it away, came back, walked in there, and it was 4 turds on the paper again. I said, God darn it, on a new paper.
Well, that kind of stuff doesn't tend to cause nausea, so I don't know if that would be it.
Well, let me tell you
Yeah.
what else he ate. Okay. The other day I was eating hot dogs and chili, and I gave him some of the chili beans, and I think the beans don't work with his stomach because he threw up that day. And yesterday I was eating the leftover hot dogs and threw him a couple pieces of hot dogs, and he threw up. So maybe it was the hot dogs too. So I think I caused that.
Wait, hold on. He ate chili beans?
Yeah, it's just kidney beans,
Yeah.
the red kidney beans.
Yeah.
They love those, boy. When I'm doing red beans and rice, because it's nothing but protein, for them. And they fight me for those. So I'll put a little dish just of the beans with no gravy or nothing, and throw them the beans, and they look like they're in heaven. But every time I've given him beans, he gets nauseated with it. So I don't think the beans work with him. So I'm
Yeah,
not gonna give him beans anymore.
Well, that's one thing about marijuana products in general is actually they tend to help
Jonathan,
with nausea, so that might have been the beans.
yeah, Jonathan's in the chat.
Hey,
Yeah, I
John.
give my dog beans. Beans are good for dog. Nothing but protein. You open that package yet?
Oh, he's not gonna open that yet.
All he's doing, if I had any germs in that thing, all he's doing is growing them.
You guys, I'll
He
be
said,
back in
dogs,
about
Oh,
15
dude.
minutes.
beans. Okay, Lance, have a
I'll
good
be
flight.
back in about
All right.
15.
Beans give
Oh,
gas. Dogs aren't used to that. Yeah, you got a point on that though.
I was about to say that Dustin dog farts are the fucking worst. Oh my God, those stink so bad.
I was laying on the floor about a year ago, and Tina was laying next to me, and I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden I heard like this, and I felt wind hit me, and I was, oh Lord, I jumped up because he was laying in front of me. He lifted his tail up and blew one right out at me. I said, God darn it. Nasty dog, get away from me.
Oh, Mark,
We had
Mark likes that Indian cooking.
that sounds good. I've never had Indian food. Never.
I've never had it, but I've always heard horror stories like it jacks your stomach up and gives you the shits. But that could just be an old, an old running joke. I don't know. But I've never had it either. I've never tried Indian food. I'd be down to try it though.
Like a tomahawk stew.
Different kind of Indian. Yeah, I've never had it. We had a little restaurant open up over here, and it said Indian cuisine, and I never did go to it. And then wound up closing up.
Yeah, I don't know if there is even an Indian restaurant around here. I'd have to look.
Well, if you Google it, close to you, you'd find out if you did add.
Yeah, I don't. I've never looked it up. Let me look and see.
They had same locations. They had about 9 restaurants added and closed. Just, it must be the location. They had a little po' boy shop there where they made the roast beef sandwiches, shrimp sandwiches. And my boys lived right around the corner at the time. And they'd go in there and it was $5 for a po' boy. That's all it cost, right? So they go in there with $5, get one to split it. And they felt sorry for them. And they said, man, y'all growing boys. And they'd make them two for $5. And they wound up going out of business, you know?
Oh, there is one in town over on Southwest Street called Chili Masala Indian cuisine.
Now, when you click on it, does it give you like a website with their cuisine or?
Let's see. Oh yeah, it does.
Because
See, my thing is, I wouldn't even know what to get.
I wouldn't even know the names of some of the Indian dishes, you know?
Oh, some of their stuff looks pretty good. Looking at.
How
Yeah, I'd
far-
have to do. Oh, it's about a 10-minute drive.
Oh,
Not that far. I just have never seen it. It's in a shopping center I don't go to very often, so. But I know exactly where that shopping center is. I just never noticed it, but I've never really looked for it either, so. But I'd have to do some research and see what kind of food's what, because I've never had it before, so I don't want to go in there just ordering random shit.
So I wouldn't even have a clue on what to buy. Yeah, we got none in Mandeville.
yeah,
They got them
exactly.
all over New Orleans. They got one in Hammond. All I'm telling you, they got one in Hammond, and the first dish you see is bright red. In other words, that sounds like that one is hot, you know, hot looking red. And I mean, it looks like it's some kind of chicken, and it's like paprika type red.
Yeah, I didn't see any pork or beef looking dishes on there. Mark, it looked like it was mostly chicken dishes.
Let's see.
It didn't have a picture of all their plates, but it did show about 7 or 8 of them, and it looked like all chicken dishes, different types of chicken
Oh
and rice
Lord,
dish.
we can get us a bowl of goat curry, chicken curry, goat curry, samosa, butter chicken, lamb curry.
Well, I mean, if it's legit Indian food, yeah, they definitely wouldn't be cooking beef, because they find the
Yeah,
cow sacred in India, so they don't eat it there.
full menu.
They take that shit seriously too. A cow walks out in the middle of the road, and you have to wait until it decides to move.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to touch it or anything like that.
boneless. Well, this is chicken tikka masala. Boneless white chicken meat, tomato, and butter gravy.
Could you imagine some backwood Texan going to fucking India? A fucking cow just sitting in the middle of the road, and they get out of the car and slap it on the ass. Move it.
Now this sounds good. Mango chicken, boneless white meat cooked in mango sauce. Now that sounds good.
What, Jonathan? Deputy unloads entire clip on car after being spooked by falling acorn. The fuck?
Yeah, I'm looking at
So,
this picture. I don't know if I could eat this.
so he must have had his gun pulled on the car for a felony stop, and then the acorn hit him, and he thought it was a bullet or something. I don't know. That's crazy. But we got to remember too, cops are just people too. So sometimes shit like that happens, unfortunately.
No,
What's up, Donald?
Hey,
no.
Don.
What
Donald.
happened? They've got body cam footage.
Oh, you seen it?
Yes, I saw it last night. It looks like something out of Reno 911. It's so ridiculous.
Oh my God, I want to see this.
Okay, so he's walking by. They had the guy handcuffed in the back of the car. I don't know what they were there for, but the female cop, the partner, she's at the door of the house talking. So it might have been a domestic disturbance. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, they had the guy in the back of the car handcuffed. So the dude, the cop, he goes walking by the car, an acorn falls and hits the top of the car, and he rolls like twice. He dives to the ground and rolls like twice to the back, and starts shooting at the back of his own car, saying,
Oh
"Shots
my
fired!
God.
Shots fired! I'm hit." He was never hit, but he's like, "Shots fired! Shots fired! I'm hit." So his partner runs from the doorway of the house, and she runs over in the middle of the street. She goes, "What? What? Where? There?" And she pulls her gun without knowing anything and just starts firing into the car.
Oh my God.
The only
Hold
thing that
on.
makes it funny is that nobody was hurt. They didn't hit the guy in the car, nothing. But they both unloaded their weapons. Him,
I got the
because
body cam footage
of a
now. I'm
little
looking at it.
noise, and her, knowing nothing about the situation, just grabbed the gun and start firing. It's like the only thing that would have been better is if somebody had opened a door to the house next to him and say, "You guys need help," and start firing into the car.
For fuck's sake. He said, I'm hit. I'm hit.
Yeah, I'm
He
hit.
did-
I'm hit.
Dude, you didn't get hit.
You got the
And then
video?
yeah. Hold on. I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
He's yeah.
And
After
Justin, I sent you some pictures of some Indian food and the names of it. Just looking at it, I'm sorry, it might be good. I don't know if I could eat it.
that's nuts. Yeah, because after he unloads the first clip into the car, he's crawling on the ground. I'm hit. I'm hit. I can't believe they didn't kill the guy. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, they fired until they were empty.
I gotta see that.
There you go. There's some Indian food for you.
That looks good.
Yeah, some of it looked really good. Not gonna lie.
There's
At least
no
from the
Indian
pictures.
food on the U.S. side of the border. This is all over in Sarnia area, across the bridge.
We used to have a decent Indian place here in town I enjoyed going to. They closed up because I'm in the middle of the Midwest. And then we had a second place open up a little bit later, and it wasn't as good. But there's a place out by the highway up a few miles that I keep thinking I need to go by and try it.
I don't know what the hell kind of food that is, but
Well, I mean, Jonathan, there was actually some body cam footage of a suspect that was handcuffed outside a police vehicle. And before they searched him, he pulled a gun out of his back waistband and started firing behind him with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible. And people do slip out of their cuffs all the time inside police cars. But I think he jumped the gun a little bit, literally.
Yeah, that
But
was completely ridiculous. And the way she responded, she just runs out.
Because I saw a guy a couple weeks ago on body cam footage, and he was like this. And he pulls the gun out of his back and he starts firing like this. Yeah. And he was handcuffed from the back, and before they could search him, he had pulled the gun out and started firing at him. So like I said, it is possible, but
okay. One Vision says he's got a neighbor that's Indian, and she cooks for him all the time.
see, I've always heard horror stories about Indian food, but I don't know if that's just a running joke with Indian food.
Well, my question
Yes.
is, since I've never had Indian food, is it spicy?
You can there can be spicy stuff. It really depends on.
I
If
don't
you're-
like anything spicy, Don.
Okay.
It's
there are
spicy,
a lot
Grandma.
of spices, but not necessarily hot.
Okay, spicy is okay, not hot. Yep, that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Because a lot of people confuse spicy and hot. There are a lot of spices in Indian food. But
I mean, I probably like it though, because I like a lot of Mexican food and there's a lot of heat in that food. So I probably would like it because I like spicy stuff. So yeah, everybody's version of mild's different, JD, for sure.
Mark White
My
says that
mild.
they make a panda
mhm,
curry that's made with coconut
yep.
milk.
Because I've seen people eat a jalapeno and
Sounds
about
good.
lose their shit, sweat and breaking out into sweats and shit over a jalapeno. Like
There
I'm like,
you
damn.
can, you can get some jalapenos that are hot, but
Well, I had a cousin that was like, he would not eat anything hot. I mean, even pepper was too much for him. Like he would freak the fuck out
like
if
black pepper.
yes. Like that's how touchy he was with spicy stuff. Oh, dude, if he ate a jalapeno, it'd be like me eating a fucking Carolina Reaper. Like that's how overreaction he would get. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's just naturally his body just perceived it as hotter than it is. I don't know, but yeah, he didn't even like pepper on his food. He'd complain about that. He was very picky. He was one of those ones that would always bring his own fork. He'd bring a plastic spoon in with him everywhere
He'd
he
bring
ate
his
because
own utensils.
yeah, because he had this phobia with metal spoons and forks, so he'd always bring plastic shit in with him.
Yeah, and if you the place that was here down the street on the corner, I mean, you get there and they bring out a plate of naan and you start tearing into that and dipping it and oh, so that fresh made, so fluffy, oh, so good.
I mean, for the pictures I saw in the places that's here in town, it looks like some good food. A lot of chicken dishes.
Hmm.
I like chicken, so it looked pretty good at least from the pictures I did.
I sent that link of that police officer to my kids. My daughter came back real fast. She goes, "How embarrassing!"
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was like a buttery a butter chicken sauce. Oh, so good.
Huh.
So is it kind of a little bit similar to, but different from like a typical Chinese food?
It's going to be more flavor.
If you're looking at typical Chinese food is actually American.
Yeah, American
Yeah, you're
Chinese.
American
Yeah.
Chinese food. Okay. So
Yeah.
yes, typical American Chinese food is uh a lot sweeter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause you got like
You
orange
got a lot of
chicken,
the
sweet and
sweet and sour
sour.
stuff going. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour pork, sweet and
Mhm.
sour shrimp.
Yeah, and then you got orange chicken and all that. Yeah, it's tends to be sweeter.
General's chicken. Yes.
Now, do they the Indian cuisines? Do they have a lot of rice with it or no?
You can have rice, yeah.
Morning,
Usually
Jonathan.
it's not gonna be the same as say your chicken fried rice.
Chicken fried rice. Yeah, yeah.
The rice, at least the places that I've been, the rice is a little more subtly flavored, and you get more of it's the rice, and you have more aromatics as far as your
Okay.
so you smell the rice, and it's more of an aromatic when you eat it. But
Well, Justin, that sounds like someplace you need to go try. It's only what you said, a couple of miles away.
Yeah, it's about a 10-minute drive. Yeah, I might go try that.
what place is it? I'll look it up.
It's hold on. Let me look it back up again.
Share it on the screen.
is called. Chili masala Indian food.
Chili
Chili
masala.
masala. Where's that at?
It's in Winter Haven, Florida.
I never knew exactly where you were at. Chili masala. There we go. Let's go to there. Oh, see, I'm
Yeah, so-
I'm already I'm already looking at just
Yeah, I'll put the website in the chat.
but when you go, I mean, they will treat you right, I guarantee. Just go in because at least the people here, they were friendly because I had no idea what any of it was. I was going, I've never had Indian food. You guys tell me, and they were so happy. They were like,
Maybe
"All
I
right,
should do that.
here's what you need."
Yeah, that's the best way to do it because they know their food, better than it,
Uh-huh.
especially you as a newbie.
Like, let's just get you one of everything on the menu.
That see, I'm sitting here. That butter naan I'm looking at is just
Look at how
Plain.
red
Yeah, it
that
looks like
the tandoori chicken.
yeah, that looks good right there. And all those like look kebab looking things look good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll have it. You won't know how to pronounce half of it, but
They do lamb and goat specialties, seafood, chicken. Obviously not beef or pork.
let me look at the
Oh, look
bottom.
at
Mark
there.
said. Yeah, it looks like some good food, I'll tell you that. I'd love to try some of their seafood too.
Ooh, that tandoori shrimp looks good.
Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie. Look at those fish don't even have their heads cut off. Look at it. Still see the faces.
See the eyes, yeah. Well, that happens a lot of places, doesn't it?
Yeah, it used to be what you would expect in America too.
There's what
It
it
looks
looks
like a
like.
nice.
Oh, they got a
Yeah, it looks
buffet.
clean in there.
Oh, a buffet might
Oh,
be
that's even better.
good because you can go and just sample a little bit of
Try
everything.
a little bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to go. I didn't see that when I was looking on the thing. It looks like a nice little clean restaurant too. I think Donald could have done better on the pictures though.
Oh, look at that.
I guarantee I could have done better on the pictures. First
Oh,
off,
yeah.
get the staff out of the shot in the background. Then
And
the
second,
second
look
thing,
how wrinkled that.
you shouldn't be showing that wide of a shot anyway. That way.
Well, especially
And it
wouldn't
looks
you
kind of-
want to have
it
the
looks
covers up
kinda-
the hot food?
Well,
But it
food.
looks like it's
Well, when
like
you're
it's
shooting
got
food.
like a. But it looks like it has a horizon tilt on the picture too. You notice that? Doesn't even look level.
Yeah, a little bit. But when you're shooting food, it doesn't ever look good getting a wide shot of food. You want food to look like right before you eat it, and usually when it's right before you eat it, it's up close to you. You want to get in close to the food. You want to show it as close to what you're going to eat as possible. And showing just the wide shot there, that's just in the middle there, that's just buckets of brown. You can't really tell what's there.
What is that yellow shit?
We're close right here.
That was the
what is
curry.
that?
Is that a curry?
I don't know.
That's got
Or is it
cherries in
some
it. Looks
kind
like.
of
That looks like
yeah?
a
It looks.
dessert.
I wonder. What
Yeah,
is
but
some
it
kind
looks
of
like
pudding
one
or
kind of
something?
dessert.
Is that cherries
be
or
s-
is that the small little tomatoes?
It could be tomatoes too.
It might be some kind of pudding dessert or something.
Almost
I don't
looks
know.
like it's got in it something too mixed in it like a
But that's the thing too, is why would you take a shot of a half-eaten tray? It should be all nice
He
and
says
full,
that's
right,
chicken
Donald?
korma.
Like, wouldn't you want all the trays to be nice and full and displayed out, Donald, instead of
Yeah,
half
that's the
eaten
way you do it,
for the
like
shot?
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I would still go in closer. But to show a buffet, uh, when I shot buffets, a lot of times what I would do is get down low on level with the buffet, put whatever looked good in the foreground, have something in the foreground, and have the buffet back behind. But
Yeah, that looks like a nice little place. I'm about to go check that out.
yeah, and you just go in and just like Don says, you just go and says, I've never had Indian food before. I don't know what's good and what's not, and what point me in the right direction.
I'll have to look too to see if there's a nice place in Orlando to go to. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a lot more choices in Orlando.
yeah,
'Cause like I said,
Jonathan,
usually,
get closer, and you should only see the food when you're getting those specific shots. If you're wanting to show that they have a buffet and a wide selection of food on the buffet, that's when you go for that long shot down the buffet. But getting above the buffet and shooting down,
Yeah.
you're not going to be seeing that. You really want to get low and go down the buffet and not in front of the buffet where 90% of the shot is not food.
yeah, that was
That's
definitely
a
some.
thing. I was watching a video. A commercial came up locally here for a construction roofing place, and it's like people know how to use the equipment, uh, sort of, but they don't know how to compose shots. And it was a roofing place, and it was all drone, 100% drone, and every single shot was flying in or sweeping, or it's like, you know what? You need some texture in your edit. Why don't you just park the drone? Get the drone right down along the roof level while the guys are working. Park it. Don't move it. Leave it as a still shot. And it's like things like that as an editor, if you've edited and you know how to you know you need a rhythm to shots, it drives me nuts.
Well, like those, like I'm not like on yours or Joe's level, not even close. Not
Mhm.
even fucking close. But I could tell from those restaurant shots we were looking at, didn't look like something you guys would do if you were shooting professionally. That looked like almost amateurish to me.
We have
Even though
somebody in
I'm,
the location doing their social media.
yeah, it didn't look like somebody professional did that. I mean, I guess they are professional, like you said, if they got paid for it. So
Yep.
they're just not, like you said, they're not good at composing the shots correctly.
Well, not even that they were good, not good, and it did bother me. This I was watching this and I'm sitting there thinking somebody got paid to do this,
I knew he's just start critiquing the shots.
and it bothered me because they're okay. Even if you're going to use sweeping moves, make sure that your shot is smooth from beginning to end. Don't have mostly good and then a little jerk on the stick at the end of your shot. Cut that out.
Right.
Don't use it.
Sounds to me like Mark White is eating a lot of Indian food.
Yes, it
That's
does.
that's what I used to do when I edited my drone footage. Like if I was like doing a manual pan around something, if I got a
Mhm.
really good section where it looked smooth, but then I'd fuck up at the end, I would always cut that section out
Well, yeah,
just because it
you
didn't look
cut that
good with
section
the
out.
rest of it.
And another thing is people, and that's a lot of people leave stuff in like that because they're editing to the time of their music instead of editing their music down to match what they have that's good in their shots.
Right.
So I see so many videos. It's like, I know that, okay, this is getting boring. The only reason you're continuing with your shots is because you want to fill up the music bed and you don't know how to edit your music down to a shorter
Mhm.
length. So you end up with a video that should be 45 seconds to a minute tops being 3.5 minutes because they're trying to fill out the music bed.
Well, and you know that program that Curtis was using, it actually worked really well. It would take the song, and if you shortened it, it would kind of take two pieces of song and kind of blend it together.
Oh yeah, if you use
So it
Premiere,
didn't sound like you were just jumping from one verse to another.
yeah,
It would
I
kind
do it
of
all the
blend
time
it
with
in.
Premiere.
Yeah. It sounded
where I
decent
download
for what it did.
download like a 3-minute song to use, but they've got a remix option there, and then you can determine you can lengthen it if you need more time, or you can shorten it, and you can get it down to just a short little chunk, and it does a really good
Yeah,
job of
It did.
matching tempos and doing cuts and doing automatic cuts for you.
Because I think that's what he used was Adobe when he did the music. Because he took it was like a 2-minute song, and I think he cut it down to 30 seconds.
Yep.
But what it did was it took two pieces of song, but the way it blended the two pieces
Mhm.
together, it sounded smooth.
Yep.
Just kind of transitioned into the
Yeah,
last part
and
of the
that's-
song.
Once they introduced remix, I think that was a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Stop, Lee.
I was amazed because it used to be I would be using the stock music, and it was down to me to do the matching and the cutting and the editing. So it was like it was a bit of work to do that manually. And now it's just
Right.
click a button and get it close.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that when he did that. I was like, that's really nice. Because I've tried to cut music before and not blended it together,
Mhm.
and it sounds like shit when you put two together and it just jumps from one to another.
Yep.
Like you can clearly tell you cut the song.
Yep. You got to be able to learn how to listen to it and find, okay, what is the chunk that is my best shot at
Shut up, Randy.
using as my base, and then adding this and this, adding the intro. If it's towards the end, and okay, I have a good chunk here, I can use that, and it has kind of a dip that I could fade out on, and I need to just jump to the beginning and find some sort of
All right.
section that I can use to lead into that.
Yeah, Curtis, man, he's got some. He's got Adobe and then some other program he uses, but man, that costs him some money every year for all that shit.
I have the
Right.
Adobe Suite, but it's paid for. It's paid for by clients, so
Do you you don't use DaVinci, do you?
I've opened DaVinci and I've used it a bit, but I've used Premiere for so long, and After Effects and graphics and stuff. After Effects works in layers, and that's the way I've been using it for so long. That's the way my brain kind of works. Whereas DaVinci is node based, and it is a completely different way of thinking, and I couldn't make that I could make the transition if I had to, but it would be a learning curve. It'd be a lot of difficulty before I could make that transition. And
So which one do you think
maybe
is
I
better?
should,
Because they say
open
DaVinci's
it.
like the top one, but I don't know. Would you agree with that, or you think Adobe's kind of on par? Just a different setup.
Different setup.
It's not that one is better, it's a difference in methodology.
Okay. 'Cause I'll tell you what, DaVinci has a really good free version, but I opened it up and I'm gonna be honest, I got intimidated by it. I was like, oh fuck, there's so many
I
buttons and shit.
I do like DaVinci's cut page. If you're on the cut page and you just shortcut and about 70, for most stuff that I do, about 75% of it is in the cut. And so having a good cut page, that's pretty nice. But it comes down to, in the last little bit, trying to navigate the node based effects and stuff. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So
Yeah, like I said, that program, especially for somebody who doesn't do any editing, that program can be a little intimidating. I opened it up and I was just like, oh fuck. I was looking at it, because like I said, there's just so many buttons and stuff. And that's just the free version. You get that paid version and it unlocks a whole bunch more shit. And I'm just like, man, I read as much shit as I give Matt, I give it to him because it doesn't seem like it's an easy program to learn.
It's intimidating, to be sure.
Cause I was honestly, I was like Paul, I was more just auto, but I would do a lot of cutting. So I would try to cut out what I figured, what I perceived as bad footage, like I said, if it was jerky or something, I'd cut that out.
I was
And then,
Like I
using
said,
Premiere.
most
Yeah, go
most
ahead.
of your most of your edit is going to be in your cut. You don't need throw out all your fancy transitions and stuff like that. Learn to tell a story with straight cuts. Maybe L, Justin.
do I?
It's where you like L cuts and J cuts.
Uh-huh.
That's about, do you know those?
No, not
Those
really.
are about as fancy as you should get. It's when you have natural audio uh on your clips and say a J cut, it's the way it looks on timeline. You have your video and your audio and you extend your audio out to the previous shot. So your audio, you may have seen it in movies where you're watching a scene and suddenly the audio changes and you get like say a street sound of audio before you show the street scene. And it's a
Uh-huh.
way of leading you into the next shot, which
Stop.
might be an abrasive shot, going say from an interior to a street scene. So you bring the audio in slightly beforehand to prepare the viewer for the street scene. That way, when it's not just a jarring cut, and
Yeah.
you could do
That
a
makes
fade with
sense.
that. But fades are useful in certain instances, but doing just a hard cut, if you do a J cut and use audio as that transitionary element, I think is a little better in most
Huh.
cases. In dissolves and stuff, that usually denotes a passage of time. And so if you want to cut to something that's supposed to be concurrent with the action that your interior scene and cut to the outside, you can use the J cut to just make that cut a little more seamless. But those are really simple and they're editing techniques that are just basic that a lot of people don't learn those.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, Curtis had, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was using Premiere when I first started doing the drone channel, and I went to DaVinci, and then I tried Filmora, Wondershare Filmora,
Mhm.
and I think it has the same features as DaVinci, but it's just a easier format. So I went and it was like I got it for like $59 a one-time cost. And I tell you what, I use that now, and I could, if I do like a one-shot video of the Avata and put it up in there, I could have it edited in 30 minutes. If I'm doing a 3 or 4 minute video, even with different cuts, I could still get it done in less than an hour. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's like,
there's an app called LumaFusion for the iPad
yeah,
that like 30
No.
bucks, and it is great for doing just YouTube, just quick cuts and stuff like that. And it's just a few layers of video. And when I first started editing, I had 2 layers of video and one static title layer, and that's all I
mhm.
had to work with. And I miss those days because it really taught you how to
Yeah.
piece how to look at your edit without all the additional stuff. And I still think that way is I see a lot of people work their Premiere projects and stuff, and they go up layer after layer after layer. It's like I'm usually 3 layers tops.
And it still comes down to preference when you're doing your cuts and all the transitions. If you do transitions, like I don't like all the fancy crap. It's
Mhm.
just I won't do it. And the only transition that I do is like a 1 second fade. Well, fading out. And that's between
Oh,
right at
goddamn
the
it.
beat.
Mhm.
I'll do it that way because I like that fade because that gives you the separation and changes the whole perspective. And I like that one. And I've done a few of
Mhm.
them where I've just had the complete scene just change. And I don't like that as much. That's just my preference. You know, it depends on what you're flying, you know.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah,
did one the other
yeah,
day and I
it does. It
accidentally
really
put
depends
one. Yeah, I did one the other day. I accidentally put one. I thought I was doing the fade and wasn't paying attention. And when I did it, I looked up at it, that was actually going grayscale to fade. Like that, grayscaled in. I
Mhm.
looked at that one and said, that was pretty cool. So I left it and I did that one. But then I looked at it afterwards and said, yeah, that was good that one time. You know, it worked for that, but I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, I
But
look at
Curtis-
transitions as every time you use a transition, I look at in my mind, the way I think of it is I cut, and it has to work in the cut. And if I add a transition, that transition is not nothing. It doesn't it's not just one way to get from a shot to another shot, because you can do that with a cut. So if I use if I do use a transition, that transition has to be serving a purpose, because it is not just part of those cuts. It is a separate element. That's the way I view it.
Let's see
Well,
what video that
Curtis
was.
had I think he like knows somebody that's like part of Adobe too. Like he was some kind of
Mhm.
thing with Adobe. He actually went to like their things every year of their new releases and stuff, and became like some kind of tester or something, I think, for Adobe.
The video I did the other day, views of Madisonville Riverfront. I just went out there, flew about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Actually, it was about a 10-minute flight total. And I took it back and I got a set pattern. I try to fly to make sure I've got top downs. I got a spiral. I got a couple other things. I make sure I got all of those shots. And I put
there we go.
together, and the music I found just hit so perfect. And with that transition, the way to transition, like the music would have that pause and change as that transition pause and change. And I looked at that and I said, damn, that looks good. I said, and it's not me flying, it's the transitions and the music making it look like that. And it
Paul and
worked.
his movie maker.
Movie maker.
What's up, Dusty?
But yeah, being able to cut to audio or cut to music.
Because I'll go on Epidemic Sound and just listen and see
Mhm.
what they've got out there. And I go 3 minutes and 30 seconds to 7 minutes. That's what I look for. And I don't need 7 minutes, but I want to have
Right.
7 minutes in case something comes up. But I think over the last year and a half, I maybe have got 2 of them that are over 6 minutes because I blended 2 drones. But I'll go back and listen, and I know the kind of music I want to hear, and then I'll look for something kind of really upbeat and fast for the Avata. And then I'll look for something majestic and cinematic when I'm doing the Mavic 3. And then I'll find 5 or 6 songs, put them in there. And if it's one of them I really like, I'll date it 2024 in the front, 0000, so it sits way up in the top. And then I look at what I've shot. Then I look, first off, I don't even look at the names of the songs. I look at the times and find the time. Then I go hit and listen to it for a second. I say, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And then I hit, yep. And then I'll type the date of the video in it. So then I go back and find that date, and it makes it a lot easier.
There you go. Here's the serious editing, Donald.
There you go. But you know what? If it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
You know
Right,
what,
Paul?
Yep.
Justin, everything I say is
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yep. Works good for me.
like I said, I cut my teeth on 2 layers of video.
Here's the transition at the end.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need. Paul does a one shot all the time.
Yep. Well, and one shot for the boats, that works. Doing a one shot because you're not really telling a story. You're just getting an overview of the boat.
Of overviews, yep.
Yeah.
Now, if you did riskier stuff like getting the orbit of the boat and then getting down and just tracking along with the boat to get the name of the boat and stuff like that, then I could see making edits and stuff, but that's not what you're doing. And if you did that kind of stuff, you'd probably be losing a lot more drones.
Yeah,
That's why when Chuck was trying to talk him into doing like the auto lock on it and doing spotlight mode and shit, I said, yeah, that's when Murray would freak out and his drone would follow the fucking ship out into the
That's right.
ocean. You'd never see it again because he didn't know how to turn it off. Just fucking auto tracks the ship until it falls out of the sky. I was like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea for Murray. He don't like using that stuff.
No. No, that's too much for me.
I'll tell you what though, man, that auto track when you do a follow me mode on vehicles, it looks like a fucking car commercial. I'll tell you what. Just the way that those drones will just randomly decide to sweep around a car looks really cool.
Now I see in the chat that Mark was talking about jerk chicken. Is that spicy?
I've never had it, but I've
Mm-hmm.
jerk chicken isn't
Jerk chicken is
spicy,
spicy.
but it's got a good kick. Depends
Yeah.
on how you make it.
Yeah.
You can make it really spicy.
But jerk
That's-
chicken is Indian, or is that
no, that's Jamaican,
Oh,
ain't it?
Caribbean.
That's
Yeah.
Jamaica, man.
Jamaica?
man.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do that again, Kid Joe.
I think you pulled it off.
I need to send you one of these.
Could have sent me a sticker too, but you know.
Or I could go whack, whack. My daughter absolutely loves that duck. She says she wants one for her, but when she could bring it to work. I said, "No, you get fired."
Yeah, because at first you don't notice it's a hand, but then when you look at it for a sec, you definitely notice. Because when you
Yeah,
look
I'm
at it
thinking
real
about
quick,
making-
it just looks like a
I'm thinking
duck.
about making one about that big. You know,
Big
one of the
one.
biggest ones I could make.
Well, what's the tallest you can put on your printer?
300 millimeters. Actually, 250 millimeters. Because 250, 250, 250.
And it could print something that high all in one go.
So yeah, it'd be almost 10 inches, right under 10 inches.
8 inches.
You can do.
9.8 inches high.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't need to do it in sections. You could do it all in one thing, right?
All in one shot.
I mean, you want to get technical, it's 9.843.
Yeah, it'd be about this big. That'd be pretty cool. Huh?
9.8.3.25.
Yeah,
No,
so
9.843.
so you show that one when you really mean it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right under 10 inches. Gives you kind of an idea.
Let me see. That's about right.
Sarah'd probably like to
Oh,
have
for fuck's sake.
Sarah'd like to have one of those on her desk at work, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
If she had a printer, it'd have to be an A1 mini because her desk has so much shit on it already. She's got a pretty big desk, but I'm not allowed in her office no more. They told me I couldn't go in there no more because patient confidentiality in her computer. I used to be able to go in there and sit in her office, but they told us we weren't allowed to go in there no more.
How'd the flight go, Lance?
Good. It was a lot of fun. The ROCT teacher was in there, and at the very end, I said, "Hey, do you want to fly it?" And strapped the goggles on him, and away he went. So it was fun.
So you didn't take nobody out, right?
Didn't take anyone out. Flew right in between them as they were marching in a line like this. I went. The thing is, I flew there a couple weeks ago, and they had their uniforms on.
Yeah.
Today they didn't, so it's not gonna be, I'll probably use the footage that I took 2 weeks ago.
ROTC's been wearing my son out.
Frank says on the CR10, it's 11 and a half inches height.
Yeah, because he's 400 height,
Yeah,
300 by 300 by 400. Because your last number is how tall the printer can
Okay.
print. And then the two first numbers is how big your bed is.
Wow.
So yeah, he's right under a foot. Yeah, half-inch under a foot. But the A1 Mini, I'm still interested in that. It's just it's very small. The bed's only 7 inches by 7 inches, which is pretty tiny.
we'll go see how long it would take to print that thing.
But it does have the
Might be
4
like
color filament, so that's the one upside to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were somebody in a really small apartment, or like say you wanted a little just desk printer to fuck around with, the A1 Mini would be perfect. Like if you just want something little on your desk that you could just play around with and print stuff while you're working. It actually isn't a bad way to go. And it's super quiet from what David said. AZ, he said it's really, really quiet printer.
Let's see.
I remember when I first got the Ender 3, man, that thing was loud as fuck. And then I put the silent board in there and it was night and day difference.
He's pretty big.
What?
I'm looking out to see how big I can make it. That's
The New Orleans landfill is going to be full of a lot of Joe shit he printed.
Rob says his Ender 5 Plus is pretty big printer too.
wow. All I'm telling you is if I print this thing to the max size, it takes up this whole bed back here. It is huge.
How
You know
long is
I'm
the
gonna
print
do it.
supposed to take?
7 hours, 39 minutes.
That's not bad though. To
You
print,
know it's gonna
print
happen.
something that big. What roll do you have on there now? Because it looks empty.
Well, I got a black. It's at the very end of the black.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because it
I
looks
mean,
like there's almost no filament on it.
Yeah, that's one that's got like about three rolls left of black, and I didn't throw it away because I used it to make the wheels for my son's police car in black, and that way if I need something small and it's just in black, I don't have to throw it away.
Yeah,
See.
Jody, that just goes to show you, man. When technology gets better and more mass produced, it gets cheaper. It's like TVs. He says 20 years ago, a 4x4x4 printer, which is tiny, $3,000. I bet it wasn't even that good to begin with, being that old. As far as the accuracy of the newer printers.
Let's see.
Where did you even find filament and shit at, Frank or Jody? Because I'd assume not a lot of websites sold it back then. Like now you can find filament anywhere. You can go on Walmart, Amazon. I mean, you pretty much find it anywhere now. I would assume you would have had to go straight to the manufacturer only to get it.
Is the filament size pretty standard, or is there a different size filament?
It's pretty standard. I think
It's
there's
pretty
different
standard.
sizes.
But it's cheap though. Like I said, the most expensive thing is just getting the printer. Once you have the printer, the rest like accessories, replacement parts, filament, all that stuff's pretty inexpensive. I mean, the amount of shit you can print with one roll and you pay about $20, $25 a roll. Sometimes you can find a roll for as low as 16 if you get a good deal. Like the best time to buy filament is on Black Friday. You can get really good deals on Amazon on Black Friday. You can get a $25 roll for about $15 during Black Friday.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put supports on it because I had to have supports on it last time. And putting the organic supports on it, the full size
There's a
where it's
strike.
right at the max.
There's a strike. There's a
So I
strike.
can't go a millimeter any kind of way.
Don
It's gonna
singing.
fit perfect. 12 hours, 9 minutes.
Not really a good song for a teacher to be playing.
Oh, I thought you were playing that.
No. I assumed that was Lance.
Oh, I thought no, I assumed it was you because you started singing and dancing.
Yeah,
I thought you were just
Well, he's
because the
got
other day you
saying-
were playing music and you didn't realize we were listening to it.
No, I was singing along with that, saying, "There's a strike. There's a strike."
Yeah, you might want to mute him just in case. That older music will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin,
It's a
with
lot
the
more
supports
copyrighted.
and everything,
And
12 hours, 9 minutes.
12 hours, 9 minutes, huh?
Yeah, so I may put this on the day
That's
we
when
go
you
to the
say
wedding.
Janie's got a gun.
I may go ahead and
Janie's
do
got a
this Sunday.
gun. I love that on not another T movie. This is the song he sings to her. The fucking cops arrest her.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so he goes. He's making fun of the '80s movies, and he goes up on the stairs to sing to her, and he's like, "Janie's got a gun," and then the other students are like, "Oh my god, Janie's got a gun!" And they all start running, and everybody starts panicking. All those next thing you know, a bunch of cops come out on the field and are chasing her. They're like, "Hold on, miss!" They fucking tase her in the back. Oh, what was that one song that was clearly about oh, what the hell was that song? Trying to think of the lyrics. Fuck, I can't think of it now. Somebody was singing it the other day though. Oh yeah, run, run, run faster than my gun. That song is not a good song to play in school.
I've never heard that one.
What time
You
is
never
it?
heard of that?
9?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me
I
find it on YouTube.
I just think, Don't Stand So Close to Me is about a teacher having an improper relationship with a student. It's not really a good thing to be a song to be playing
I
in a
didn't mean to
school.
do it.
I can't believe you never heard this song before. Here, I'll put it in the chat. I'm sure you've heard it. You just probably don't know what I'm talking about. So I don't have a good singing voice, but
Let me.
Pumped Up Kicks. Listen to the lyrics of that song, and that's clearly about a kid about to shoot
Now
up a
that's a
school.
pretty girl.
All the kids with the pumped up kicks. Better run faster than my gun. Yeah, that's clearly a song about that.
Never
I
heard
can't
it.
believe you never. Yeah, but if you listen to the lyrics really closely, it's about a school. And he's pretty much saying all the popular kids better run faster than his gun.
Yeah.
It's been around for a while. That song's been out for a long time. There's this girl on YouTube that people will say, go back and listen to this old song and listen to what the lyrics are really talking about. She'll go back and she does YouTube videos of her analyzing the song. And it'll be like an older song about touching some like 14-year-old girl or something. And she'll be like, oh shit, I never noticed that in the song. And she goes back and they give her all these old songs to analyze. That a lot of people don't realize that it wasn't about the best thing.
Mm-mm. What was that song? I should have gotten my son on some sort of list or gotten kicked out of school, but he was doing a project where they were supposed to. It was a video class, and they were supposed to be doing a lyric video for a song, and I can't remember the name of the song. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's an older, like punk song, and it's about a guy who basically lost his job. He doesn't have anything, and the entire song is about him shooting his wife, and he's gonna kill himself. But first, there's the baby.
Oh my god!
It is a
I
dark,
probably
dark
would know
song.
the song if I heard
Uh,
it, but I just it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, in my head, it is reminding me of
Phil Collins in the air tonight, great song, but not what you think. Dustin says. Oh, what was that song that girl sang about the jukebox and the 17-year-old kid, 17-year-old boy? She wanted to take him home. Oh, I know somebody knows what I'm talking about.
do what about
In the song, she talks about a jukebox and the 17-year-old boy that's looking at her, and she wants to take him home.
who?
Oh,
Joan Jett?
fuck. Trying to think of the name of the song.
Well, he was just
Here comes my
17,
Meals on
and you
Wheels.
know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like songs like that. When you actually start breaking down the lyrics, you're like, so she wanted to touch an underage 17-year-old.
Have you seen the skit, the SNL skit, Chucky Lee Bird?
No.
Look up Chucky Lee Bird. I think that was the name of the skit.
JDS, what's up, man?
Come on, Pete.
Yep. It that stuck in my head. Let me see. Go here.
There's my Meals on Wheels for today.
We're going to
Misfits last caressed on. JD says.
I'm gonna post that.
And Mark immediately popped to the chat. 17 is legal in the UK. Uh, 14 with permission. uh, well, here some states do have that Juliet. What is that? That Romeo and Juliet law. Or they're dating and they're both underage, but one of them happens to become of age first, and then they won't get in trouble for dating because they were previously dating. Which I honestly don't see an issue with a 19-year-old dating a 17-year-old. I don't really see the issue with that, or even a 16-year-old. Because look at some older couples that are 10 years apart. It's okay at that age, but like if you're like 3-4 years apart and one just happens to be 18 or 19, all of a sudden it's a big fucking issue. Right.
If you're like 18 and she's 8, that's
No.
not right.
The song
No,
I'm
I'm
thinking
saying-
of.
No, I'm saying if you're like 18, 19 and your girlfriend's 16 or 17, I don't see the big problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're like 25 and she's like 16, then yeah. But if you're only like a 3-4 year difference, I don't see the big deal at that age.
I believe it was suicide.
I gotta go pick Sarah up at 12:30.
Let me look here. Because it reminds me of State Trooper by Bruce Springsteen, the song. Frankie Teardrop is the song that I had him do a lyric video to.
I don't recognize the name of that, but
Oh, you won't.
yeah, if you got the song, you put it in the chat, I'll listen to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up. Yeah.
Dusty. Or fucking Randy.
And it's great because every time he's gonna pull
Or
the
Dustin, I
trigger
mean.
of the gun, he screams. That was great. It's let me find that.
Let me see if I can find that one chick's channel, the one that reacts to the older songs.
Yeah. I just put it in the chat. That's the song I had my son, or I talked my son. Well, I didn't talk him into it. He was looking for a song to do a lyric video. He says, I can't think of anything that it just like you do Frankie Teardrop. He goes, what's that? I'm like, oh, I need to this is education you need to have. I always had him listen to like old punk groups and stuff like that. And I had this here. I'm like, now this leads into
And the name of the
Springs-
song Suicide? Or is
no,
that the name of the album?
band. Name of the band
Oh,
is
it's
Suicide.
Okay.
And the song is Frankie Teardrop.
Yeah, I've never heard this
Frankie.
song.
Yeah, it's a long, slow burn.
So what ended up happening? He ended up getting in trouble or something for it?
No, he made a good grade on the project and he never got in trouble, nothing. And
Oh,
this is
okay.
a song.
I was waiting for
should
a
have-
punchline. Donald got him expelled.
No, I'm surprised I didn't. I'm surprised I didn't. This was in he
I'm gonna save that
graduated
all.
in 2018, so plenty. It was in the 20 teens that he did this project. So I'm surprised he didn't get.
Yeah, that song I put in there though too, that a lot of people don't never realize the lyrics to it. But all these people started, I was seeing some reaction videos where people were really listening to it and they're like, holy shit, he's literally talking about shooting popular kids. Like, and then they sung the song so many times and just never paid attention to the lyrics. People will do that though. Like I said, that one lady, they'll tell her to go back and listen to old lyrics. I can't find her channel though. If I run across it again, I'll send it to you. But she'll listen to it, and then like it's a song she sang for years and just never paid attention. Then they start breaking down the lyrics. Then she's like, "Oh crap!" Like it'll be like a song talking about like
Mhm.
how you want to touch a 13-year-old or something like that.
Well, that's a bit different. This song, Frankie Teardrop, there's no mistaking what it's about or the style of song. You're not going to be like bobbing your head to it. It's a dark song. I mean,
Well, it sounds like it. I listened to the first 30 seconds. I'm
Yeah,
gonna listen to it.
a guy
again
who's
little
just at the end of his rope, lost his job, and everything's going wrong. So he shoots his wife, he shoots his kid, then he shoots himself and goes to hell. It's like, I need to make a playlist of dark songs like that. Just
bit. You and Tyson.
Oh,
what was the name of the band? There was a song back in the 70s about a plane crash, and basically the guy was hanging upside down and looking at his dead girlfriend's face.
Yeah, it sounds dark
And the
already.
flashing of the ambulance lights. It is just
So what
I
was
don't
the
know
Phil
why-
Collins song about, Dustin? Because I've heard that song tons of times. Like obviously
In the
the
Air Tonight.
drum
people-
solo is like the
Yeah,
biggest thing.
There's a
people
rumor
remember.
that it was about he pulled somebody, or he basically was targeting someone who had let somebody drown or something like that, and it's all BS.
Just kind of one of those conspiracies from a song.
Yeah.
So were any of those conspiracies, or I don't even know if conspiracy would say per se, but were any of those rumors ever true that I heard over the years that certain records, if you played them backwards, they would say weird shit? Was there any of them that actually did that?
Some, if you
Wasn't a
listen
Beatles
to-
record? They
Yeah,
said did that.
There's a few, a lot of it is bullshit, and the ones that are not bullshit, they're perfectly obvious. There's
But
one,
they
I
did it
believe it
on
was on Pink
purpose?
Floyd, The Wall, where
Uh-huh.
if you play a section of it backwards, it says, "Congratulations, you have found a secret message."
So yeah, it was on purpose and it wasn't some conspiracy though. Because I think
but
there was
running-
one with the Beatles that said that
Number
they
9,
played like devil music or something.
No, number 9, if you run it backwards, it says you can hear "Turn me on, dead men. Turn me on, dead men."
Do you think that's just a coincidence or what?
Yeah.
From the
Yeah,
okay.
that's how our brains are wired.
Oh, have you ever
We are
seen that
pattern
though?
recognition.
Where they'll put a specific like sound and then they'll give you like on a
Mhm.
short, somebody will put a specific sound and
Yeah,
they'll put
listen
like
to this
5
word or
different.
listen to this word. Yeah,
Yeah, that shit's so trippy.
that's because your brain is wired to make sense, to work on limited information and make sense of it.
Yeah, dude, I love those shorts when I run across them because it will be like red, green, rose or blue, green, this, and then when you're reading each individual one, you fucking actually hear it in your head, and you're like, oh, those things are trippy as hell. But yeah, I've always heard that with records, like that if some of them, if you played them backwards, it was like devil worshiping, but that was a little bit before my time, so I wasn't ever sure if that was actually true or not. I know my grandpa thought the Beatles were like devil music back in the day. My grandparents, they thought they were like the worst music ever back when they came out. Back when my uncles and my dad and them were listening to them.
Yeah, it was a song that the one about the plane crash was called DOA by the band Blood Rock. And that came out in like the early 70s, I think. Might have been mid 70s.
My son and his wife posted Valentine's stuff yesterday. He says, "I love you so much, baby. I can't imagine my life without you in it. Happy Valentine's Day, always and forever." I'm gonna text them and say, "Get a room."
Hold on, how are you reading their private messages?
Oh, it's on
Are you in some
Facebook.
kind of weird group chat with them?
It's on Facebook. They got it out on
Oh,
Facebook.
oh.
I'm gonna say,
Well,
I'm
you were
gonna put
like-
on there, "Get a room."
Just
Yeah, I'm
put
just
the
gonna-
barfing emoji.
Here's DOA. I listen to a lot of I gravitate to those weird, depressing songs for some reason. Like I said, my first actual LP was a hand me down, and I got it with the record player that was a hand me down as well. And this is like when I was very, very, very little, was Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention's Freak Out.
Uh-huh.
So I was destined, and I also had a 45 of the Archie's Sugar. So I was destined to have a weird taste and eclectic taste in music.
Yeah, I know. I find myself sometimes listening to weird music I'll just run across on Spotify or something.
That's what I need to do, make a Spotify list of depressing songs.
I mean, anybody listening to ICP back in the day was fucking mental. Shit they said in music. The ICP was nuts. I remember
Yeah, I
listening
put
to
on there,
that
"Get
when
a
I was a
room" and a barf
teenager.
emoji.
There you go. That's right. Ruin their Valentine's Day. Yeah.
He'll tell me something tonight about it. He'll come up to me and say, "Staff Sergeant, what'd you put that on there for?" Sir, it was just meant to be.
Is your son a higher rank than you are? Than you were?
Yep. Yep.
Good. So he tells you what to do then, right?
No. I'll get mad at him and say something. I'll say, "Shut up, Nick, sir."
Now, is that the one that's getting married again?
Yeah. And he's getting married in his dress blues. He wasn't going to do it. I told him, you're a Marine Corps officer. Wear your alphas. Either wear your alpha blues or wear your parade blues. And he's going to wear the blues with the white pants because it looks really nice. The white pants with the Sam Brown belt. But he didn't bring his sword. He should
No?
have had the sword on the side.
Yeah.
Freaking
Well, like a good
$900 sword.
Well, like a good sword fight with your groomsmen before the
No,
ceremony
don't
starts.
fight with that one. All it is ceremonial.
Dumb and
boy.
Dumber?
Don't
The
click it with another one.
ceremonial, a mirror finish on the whole thing, right?
Be like Dumb
Yeah,
and Dumber with
Mameluke.
the canes.
Pearl handle, the whole works. I used to have a sign when we'd issue out for the parades for the drill instructors at Second Battalion at Parris Island. I had a big sign that said, "Swords are for ceremonial use only. Do not sword fight. You will be buying swords." Like that. And two guys walked up and they were joking, and I was sitting in the window because I used to be able to look out when they were issuing stuff in my window. And I'm sitting there and I see these two guys, they all of a sudden they got in a stance, pulled the swords out, and I opened my window and said, "Stop," as they hit each other. Swords went just splattered because the way they're made, they're gonna shatter. I said, "Both of y'all come here." And they walked in and they said, "Man, we didn't know we were gonna break them like that." I said, "No, you own them now." I said, "Come sign these papers. It's payroll deductible, $239.42. You know, they said, "What?" I said, "You just bought those swords." Like that. So they had to sign payroll deductible, and it was taken out in 10 payments, but they had to pay for damage in government property. Not
It's
many
like
people did that.
Like Charlie Sheen on Hot Shots. He's like, she's like, "You wrecked a $14 million fighter." He's like, "Yeah, I'm paying it off. $20 a week."
Okay, we got that print going. I'm gonna see how that thing looks later. But the
It looks
feet
like
on
it
that
already.
duck are about that big.
It looks like it already messed up.
How tall is it gonna be?
Gonna be right at 9 inches.
Justin, it wouldn't be that bad if it messed up right now.
Yeah.
It's
He's gonna
bad
get
when it
about
messes up 3
halfway.
hours from now.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the ass of the duck.
Well, everything should be good until it gets close to the beak. That's the
Like I
worst part.
said, nobody's done as bad of a print as Tim when he did 100% infill on a vase, and it was just a solid vase.
Solid.
Yeah, it was just he printed this big ass vase like this, and it just came out as a solid vase because he forgot to put less infill, so it just printed a whole solid vase all the way to the top. You couldn't stick shit in there. The only way you were getting flowers in there is if you took a hole saw to the middle of it.
Drill you a couple of holes and put the flowers in.
And he threw it out too. I was like, man, you should have kept that. It was always a funny conversation piece.
That would have been a doorstop for sure.
Oh,
Hey, Joe, did you get in a fight with your comb this morning?
Why?
Well, your hair's not combed. It looks like your comb won.
I'm just
That
saying
bad?
that's a funny
you go.
conversation piece. I'd have kept it.
There you go.
I think that was when Tim first started printing, though. He
A
wasn't
little
really.
better.
Perfect.
You see my comb? You know what that is?
No,
Anybody know what that is?
that's for you. That cleans your
A
toilet.
lint, that's a lint brush, isn't it?
That is actually an original Fuller brush from about in the 1940s. And that was part of a series that my grandmother had. They were brand new in the box. She never did use them. And when she died, I saw the boxes. I took them, but that's supposed to be a toilet brush.
Oh,
Like
really?
that. And it was never used. It's got Fuller Brush Company written on it. Fuller Brush Company written on it. It's one of the originals. I wish I'd have never taken it out of the box. You know?
I think
But
I
I
think
use
it
it.
was used, Joe. I think it used to be white.
I'm
No, it
pretty
was
sure it
never
was a
used.
toilet brush.
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure it's a toilet brush.
Yeah,
But it
toilet
makes for a
brush,
really
and it
good
used to be
hairbrush.
white.
And the problem is, Lance, that it was used.
Yeah, my hair used to be black though. I started using that. I think all the bleach you use in there bleached my hair. But it works. It's a real good brush.
Yeah, the old Japanese katanas were like some of the best swords in their day, but compared to today's metals, you can make one 10 times better than any older one. Especially with if you get those guys
I've got
that are
one.
certified in folded steel.
Yeah,
Like, there's
I
only
don't think
like
that's true. I've seen Highlander.
Highlander. Well, I'm saying like they'll even say that the metals these days are a lot better because there's less impurities in them and stuff like that.
Joe, did you hear what
And
Joe
there's-
said? He has one.
And there's only like 6 guys in the US that are certified to make that do the folded steel blades that sell the real expensive chef blades and stuff. And there's only like 6 guys in the whole US, I think. It might be less than that that are actually certified to say that they're a master knife maker that can make stuff like that. But as precise as machinery is today and stuff, you could make a katana blade 10 times better with today's stuff than they ever would have been able to do back in the day. Like I said, the metals are just better these days because there's less impurities in them. They're more refined. But old katana blades are worth a lot of money if they're legit, not a reproduction. Because I was watching a YouTube video, and one of the guys that's does the folded steel and all that. Dude, he sells his chef knives. I mean, these things are razor fucking sharp, like a damn scalpel sharp. And he spends hours just making one knife, but he'll get like 10 grand for one chef's knife. That's how well these chef knives are made. You know, and they got like a lifetime warranty, everything on them. The guy guarantees his work. And depending on how many times you want the steel folded, that's how much you're going to pay.
Here comes the snow.
I'll be back in a sec.
Look at there. Look at that. Look at that sword.
Bought this in Okinawa, Japan.
Wow.
Two things. Can I get a roll of toilet paper?
And that's folded. That's a good one.
Go to Marathon. Need some Gatorade.
Yeah.
And when I was in Okinawa, I got that.
That's nice. Now, is that what's the handle made out of?
That's made out of like a composite.
Okay.
Is that a reproduction or a legit one?
Well, that's a legit one, but it's off a reproduction they've got.
He bought it in
I
Okinawa.
bought it in Okinawa back in '76.
Must be a samurai sword.
And this one here, this one's my Marine Corps one.
That's your Marine Corps sword, right?
Right, this is my NCO sword.
That's funny.
Yeah, $239.42.
That's really not that bad.
That's a nice sword.
And that was my NCO sword for the Marine Corps.
How much did the Japanese one run you back then?
In 1976, $122.
It's quite a bit for that time, but
Oh yeah. But the blade is guaranteed that you hit something with it, it's not gonna break. Heavy, God darn it, weighs about 5 pounds.
Well, that's why it's a two-handed sword, right?
Oh yeah. But I like the designs they got on it. Yeah, I bought a few things when I was in Japan. They had a tea set that is absolutely beautiful. Got all the little cups. And I mean, the way it's made is absolutely beautiful. And my son, that's the Marine, loves it. So he's got it now. I gave it to him. And that he's got it on a display area in his kitchen to show it off. And I've got that lithophane I'm making for him of the wedding pictures.
Tyson,
That's like a Japanese tea lamp
yeah, Tyson.
that can go with it.
Hey, guys, I think I'm gonna call it.
Alright,
Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for being in,
Paul's ready for nap.
Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
tired. Because I only slept like an hour or two at a time, and then I would be up for an hour, or two at a time, up for an hour.
Yeah, you're not that big, Joe. Take it down a notch.
The feet are about that big
That's the feet on
on the duck, about that big.
Wow.
Alright, well, catch y'all later.
Okay,
See you-
everybody. Hey,
see
Don,
this
thanks for
evening.
stopping in, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Lance,
Okay,
take
talk
to y'all
care.
later.
Joe, we'll see you later on, okay?